breaking news that we are getting for you. There's massive crackdown which has happened on the violence which we have seen across in Manipur. In fact, they're acting on intelligence inputs. The mobile vehicle checkpost was established near the police station Lillong on the night of 19th of June, which was last night. 4 suspected cadres of proscribed United Nations Liberal Front with 51mm mortar was apprehended at Lillong in Manipur. In fact, they have been handed over to the police now. This is what the Indian Army has been saying. Let me go across to Nibir, who's joining us. Massive crackdown on those who continue to keep the pot boiling. Nibir is joining us, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. The gun violence that we have witnessed in Manipur over the last few days has to do with this, and today the armed forces were actively monitoring and checking in all the vulnerable posts in the last 1 week or so, and as such they have apprehended 4 militants linked to the prescribed UNLF, and they have also confiscated one 51mm mortar which was apprehended at Lillong, Thobal district, and they have now further been handed over to the police. And as you know that these checkings have been made in the vulnerable pockets in Manipur, where we have seen increasingly violence and also firing reports coming in, and as such during a normal frisking and checking duty, the interception was made, and we are getting to know that they were coming in a Tata Safari when along the National Highway 2, and during the search the security forces had seized and apprehended the 4 persons in connection with the recovery. Back to you.
Meanwhile, there are several peace marches also being held. So what is the sense on the ground in that sense, Nibir? Because we have seen these spates of violence, but on the other hand, we've seen several marches also, which, for example, happened yesterday, the human chain, which was being held yesterday at NH2 as well. So the citizens there, they are the ones who are caught in this crossfire.
Yes, indeed. As you know that both the communities that have been they've seen clashes between them are now appealing for peace. Yesterday, and on the NH2, which has been blocked ever since the violence occurred due to the security concerns, they had a long march there, and they appealed for peace, and not just for one community, but for both the communities in Manipur. They appeal for peace, and further similar rallies and solidarity marches have also been observed in Imphal, demanding peace, and also prayer sessions where so that Manipur is restored back to its earlier normalcy. And that is what we are observing in Manipur. And on the one hand, we have seen violence and arson and vandalism on the peripheral border areas, but on the other hand, we are seeing these prayer meetings and peace rallies to bring about the peace that a lot of people have been asking now, as the state has been on the boil since the last 40 days or so, when the clashes broke out back in May 3.
Well, keep trying the developments there. We'll come back to you. Hopefully peace is going to prevail after the crackdown has already begun on those who are trying to keep the situation volatile. Well, with that, we're going to be slipping into a short break here on Times Now. Don't go anywhere.